I'm fairly sure that at some point in my childhood, I wondered what would happen if a gorilla was to escape captivity. Devolver Digital's overly violent imagining of a ravenous ape escaping is filled with more blood, explosions and gunfire for the AAA blockbuster starring a man in a white tank top. It sounds simple enough when I say that Ape Out is a game about controlling an angry gorilla as it escapes captivity, but really there's so much more happening behind its simplicity that keeps you fixated on the game. Mechanics keep you concentrated and push you to play harder. Let's find out exactly what has got this primate all, well, bananas. Your angry Harambe appears to find themselves in a number of scenarios, each one requiring you to brutally escape from captivity. These worlds are recognised as record albums, with Side A and Side B signifying Act 1 and Act 2 essentially. Each act is loaded with various procedurally generated chapters that need completing until you reach the final level and achieve Ape Out. There are 4 stories to complete, one being set within a lab, one a skyscraper, the other a military camp in the jungle, and finally one being set on a large ship. As you progress through the linear gameplay, the enemies begin to introduce new weaponry into the game, and their numbers increase, making the risk of death higher. Interestingly, while your enemies grow increasingly more complicated, your gorilla keeps the same simple skill set throughout the entirety of Ape Out. From the off, your tutorial is incredibly minimal, resulting in using only the analog sticks and the triggers, shortly followed by common knowledge. Monkey grab, monkey smash essentially. The controls are so streamlined that flowing from grabbing an enemy and lobbing them into a nearby wall to smashing your monkey fists into a nearby shotgunner is a pleasurable experience. While punching and throwing people might be fun, you can grab armed enemies and use them as human shields, or you can just have them clumsily fire their weapon at the other enemy. Worth keeping in mind though that the weapons fire once automatically and within a second of grabbing the enemy, so you need to be quick. As fun as the whole angry primate feeling comes across in Ape Out, I can't help feeling that the animations are too lacking with attacks that occur so frequently. I'd have hoped to see some variations in throwing animations, for example, to make the combat less static. I'd also have liked to see more objects in the world, mainly the explosive ones, being capable of being picked up to cause more carnage. And as much as I enjoy throwing bodies against the wall, causing them to explode into pulp, I feel like lining up an enemy to throw isn't exactly precise, and as such a guide system could be added for others who benefit from it. As for the art style, this is something that really makes Ape Out stand out. The gorilla boasts a vibrant orange model, making it clear they're the centerpiece. Enemies come in different sizes and armor types depending on their weapons, allowing you to easily distinguish the puny pistol holders between the kitted out flamethrower baddies. Everything in Ape Out feels like trawling through a moving Ollie Moss poster, and when changes occur such as an alert or a blackout, the entire colour spectrum shifts. So visually it's fun to look at, but the audio also shines. Your violence towards the enemy determines the intensity of the music in Ape Out, and with more subs and gunfire causing more upbeat tribal tunes. While it's noticeable, it also has the magic of blending so well into your devastation that it can easily be mistaken for an actual soundtrack just playing out. It certainly keeps you pumped as you pass through the glass walls with a giant metal door. It's no lie that Ape Out feels remarkably similar to Hotline Miami, the difference being that Hotline Miami has players going around small buildings with the goal to clear the level of enemies. Ape Out is a long run from point A to point B with no need to kill literally everyone on sight. However, encounters with enemies usually need to be dealt with using violence, as enemies have a pretty good aim, so you need to rush to take them down. If you're hit, you'll slowly start to leave a trail of blood. The more times you're hit before death, the heavier the blood trail becomes, giving you a visual representation of your health without needing to clutter your screen with a heads-up display. If you fail to make it to the checkpoint, in which your health restores back to 100%, you'll have to start from the start again. Respawning is fairly quick considering the procedurally generated room changes layouts with each death. Ape Out does come with the risk of feeling short-lived. I managed to complete the main game in 4 hours. There is additional content however. Each story invites you to try an arcade mode where you race against a clock to pass through the levels. Kills and time remaining are added onto the next level's time. There's even a harder difficulty to give yourself even more of a challenge. Honestly, it's bananas. There is a bonus level available in which you change tactics and attempt to break back into the laboratory. Why? I'll leave for you to experience it. The difference with this bonus level is that you have one shot, no checkpoints, and you need to ensure that you've wiped out most of the enemies as you'll be doubling back. I think I've put in an extra 2 hours and still can't get past it. By the time you've seen this review, I'll have probably completed it with baggy eyes, heavy stubble and jewel stains streaking down my mouth from sheer concentration. Ape Out on the Switch is a smooth experience, both docked and undocked, that feels meticulously created. While details such as blood and limbs do grow to look a bit overused, the actual gameplay remains a solid and enjoyable experience that encourages you to keep on besting yourself. I wouldn't go so far to say that the game needs online multiplayer because it's a great single player experience, but I would like to see some leaderboards incorporated at some point. Perhaps personal stats would also work nicely, keeping a tally of how many enemies you've killed, deaths and more. Ape Out is a great little gem and one that works great as a portable single player game for when you want to kill for time. Loading times are adequate and don't keep you staring at your reflection for too long, and the art style and the music works together in harmony. If you're not a fan of twin stick titles and potential bursts of rage quitting, then this might not be the game for you. But if you do want to be a banana munching ape, then Ape Out is fantastic.